Okay, I see many of you have joined. We can start. Is my screen visible, guys? Can you see the Azure portal?
Yes.
Okay, right. So this is how you know that this is the disk which you have recently restored. So you won't get confused, right? You can obviously filter, you put a filter here and check all the disk which are not attached to any VM, right? There are many methods. Date is there, and I told you most of the time you do it using script, so you'll be able to name your disk with your VM or with some sort of naming convention. So it becomes very easy because in actual environment when you go, you'll see hundreds of disks here. It is very easy now. We hardly see 10 of them. It is very easy, but when you see hundreds of them, then it becomes difficult. Then you will be able to search it with name, maybe whatever name you have given to your disk. Here it is. So now I will know with this name how many disks are there. Now I will not see any one of the remaining. See, now I know that this is these all are disks which is related to this name, right? This disk, it's a test disk. If you guys remember, I attached one. How do I know? Name is there, size is there, and I see it is connected to that VM. Similarly, prod disk. I know size is there, it is connected to this VM. This is the operating system disk. It is connected to the VM. Now, because I backed up two of them, so here I have two of them. How do I know which one is OS disk and which one is data disk? First thing, very common, you see size. It has very odd size, 127. Immediately you can know that this is an OS disk, right? Plus it is written here, OS disk. This is my data disk. It is written here, 4 GB, and I have date, and these are not connected to any machine. So I am sure now that these are the disk which I have restored. Now, what can I do from this? From this disk, OS disk, I can deploy a virtual machine, guys. I can just simply create a new virtual machine and I will have a replica of that machine. Right? That is one thing I can do. But अगर मुझको मशीन ही बनानी होती है तो why would I do this? I already have an option जहां से मैं directly मशीन बना सकता हूँ, right? So no, you will not see this kind of option. ये कोई आपको बोलेगा कि disk को restore करो then उससे मशीन बनाओ. You won't see that. Got it? Is it clear, guys? But technically, it is possible that using this OS disk, you can create a new VM. But if you wanted to create a new VM, आप वहीं से बना लेते directly. What next can you do using this disk? Using this disk, you can attach these two disks to an existing virtual machine. Just because it is an OS disk, that does not mean that it cannot be used as a data disk. आप इसको किसी और मशीन पे एज अ डेटा डिस्क लगा दोगे ना, तो इट विल वर्क एज अ डेटा डिस्क. उस मशीन का ओएस डिस्क अपने पास रहेगा एज इट इज, and you will have this machine, this disk as a data disk. Are you guys getting the concept or do you want me to show this practical to you? Yes, guys. Yes, no, maybe. I will just need a machine in the same region. I will not be able to uh, put that in some other region's machine. Otherwise, I already have a machine. I can't put it there. So I'm quickly creating a new machine.
Yeah, I'm getting it. Like you are saying that we can use this OS disk also as a data disk for other virtual machines. I mean, we can add. Actually.
Yes, I'll still show it to you. Don't worry. Maybe others are not getting it. So let's quickly see it. So what did I do, guys? I restore those disks just as a disk. Okay. Now those disks are with me forever. There is no time bound, nothing. Those disks are with me forever till the time I delete them manually. So now what am I doing is, let's say that I have another machine. I'll show you how to attach those disks and then how to uh, get data out of them. I could have added those disks here while creating machine also. But the scenario I'm creating here, that you already have a machine, you already have an existing machine, and to that existing machine, you are adding a disk. First, I log into this machine and I'll show it to you. That this is our newly created machine. It has nothing to do with the old machine, and we don't have that data. While this is being created, guys, any doubts, any questions, any confusion, please do ask. I'm going very slow today. I feel that somehow that it is uh, too much for you guys. Maybe you're not getting it, right? So if you have any doubts, any questions, please do ask. Yes, guys, any doubts, any questions, anything?
So,
So here it is almost ready, right? We went to the backup option. From there, we checked the restore option. We selected restore VM, first option. Under that, we had an option to create new VM. We didn't select that. Create and replace the existing VM. We didn't select that. Then we had restore disk. We selected that. And from that backup, now we have restore to disk. We didn't have an option to restore only one disk. If I have backed up two disks, both of them will get restored. If you don't didn't want one of them, just delete it. Fine. Delete one of them. If you think OS disk में कुछ नहीं था, मेरा data disk में था. Once this is done, come here and delete it. Simple. But as of now, what I'm trying to show you is, let's imagine that you had another machine. So let's talk about this machine. It is implied and obvious that it should be in same region. Otherwise, I would have used my existing machine, the one which I had there. I was not able to use that. Why? DC01, because that is in central India and this machine is in East US, the one which we have restored. Okay. I hope you guys are getting it. We are not restoring the machine. I'm not interested in the machine. I'm just interested in the data as of now. So I am not restoring the machine. I'm just taking the data. There are two ways to take the data. One, we have seen that, as in we have discussed that. It's just you get access to that drive for few hours, you copy and paste. The other one is you restore the disk. So I have restored those disks, and those disks are with me now. They're not going anywhere. Right? This is my another machine. If I go to my this PC and see the file explorer, this machine has nothing to do with that machine, and it doesn't even have any data, any disk. So look at this. Can you see? This machine doesn't have any drives, right? It's simply Windows C drive and temp drive. Temp drive, we have already discussed that we can't change anything in that. We should not be saving anything. It gets deleted every time machine is rebooted. It is simply there. We don't do anything with it. If I go to disk management, nothing is there. No offline disk, nothing. Okay. Now I go to this machine on the portal. Which machine am I on? I am on my new VM. Here it is. Okay, I'm on new VM. Imagine our old VM, its original VM is dead. Can't do anything about it. It's dead. If it was on, हम उस पे भी disk को connect कर सकते थे. But if it was on, then why would we do all these hassle? We are we have planning, we are thinking कि वो machine चल नहीं रही है. Then what will we do? So here you come to disk, which is under settings. Can you see? No disk. Now Just because there it is an OS disk, that does not mean you have to replace the OS disk. You can use that OS disk as a data disk. इस मशीन का अपना OS disk है, इसमें मैं लॉग्ड इन हूँ. I don't want to touch this machine. I'm not changing anything in OS of this machine. I just want to use those existing disk. Here it is. Can you see? This is the OS disk of the existing machine, which now I'm using as a data disk. So, and there was one more, which is the data disk of 4 GB. So now I have attached these two. I click on apply, and I go to this machine. And here you should see if I rescan, if it is completed from there. I guess it is completed. Now, if I go here, can you see, guys? I have one disk, and I didn't even have to make it online or anything. It and the name also same prod disk. And this is the disk which was the operating system disk. So if I go here, look at this. This disk was there on that machine. I double click, and here it is. I am able to recover the data. Can you see this? I'm able to recover the data. Now, if you say that I had something on desktop, I had saved something on desktop, though it's never an ideal recommendation to save anything on desktop. And you will clearly hear from your IT guys that we can't recover anything from desktop, right? Always save in data disk or network drive. Nowadays, cloud. So I just have to online this disk. Look at this. The name of the disk is Windows. It is okay, but it is not acting as a Windows. Your Windows disk is this one. OS disk ये है आपकी. Can you see this icon? This shows that this is your operating system disk. यहाँ पर इसका सिर्फ नाम Windows है और कुछ नहीं. I can change that. Up to me. Just because I name some disk as a Windows disk, वो आपका OS disk नहीं बन जाता है. OS disk will always have this icon, and there can be all obviously one OS disk. तो ये किसी और ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम की OS disk थी, but now we are using this as a data disk. So I double click on this. Look, can you see? यहाँ पर दिख गया मुझको C ड्राइव में जो फाइल थी. I can see this. If I say that I had something, I had a picture on desktop. Which picture did we have, guys, by the way, on desktop? Do you remember? I had saved a picture on desktop. What was that?
Yellow color background.
Yes. So how can I recover that? So in Windows, you can go to users. I remember I was the tap out user ka desktop, and here it is. This is the picture I'm talking about. Right? You don't have to worry, by the way. ये सब आपको नहीं करना होगा. इसके अंदर की चीजें you might think कि आपको कैसे पता यूजर में ये मिलेगा. You don't have to worry about it. Your job is done till restoring and attaching it to the next machine, whichever application owner has said. बस आपका काम उतना ही है. This is just for your understanding. तो आपको पता चले कि आगे क्या होता है. Why are they doing it? Why are they asking it? You should know end-to-end solution. Even if you're not responsible for this, you should know end-to-end solution. Why are you not responsible for this? Because most of the time you won't even have access to their vSend with to their virtual machine, right? You'll say you are a cloud admin. Why do you want to log into my machine? Why do you need access to my machine? We have our own admin. We have Windows admin. They will log into my machine. They will take care of my machine. You just take care of the cloud thing. So most of the time you won't even have access. So आपको ये नहीं करना पड़ेगा. Till here you have to do it. So is this clear, guys, to everyone? How to restore from your backup, restore as a disk? Is this point clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now let's go ahead and check the other option. Fine. Again, I'm saying that this is my machine. It got shut down. It had backup. It is not working. I want, this time I'm saying I just had one file in my D drive or in my prod disk. That's all I needed. Nothing else. My machine, I am not able to start my machine. or if I start, I see blue screen. For some reason, original machine is not helpful. Again, I go to backup, restore. Sorry, we'll do the file recovery now because he's saying I have only one particular file. By the way, you don't have to do it from here literally. You can do it from here also. Look at the same options. Either you can click here and select it, or you can go from here and select it. It's same thing. आप यहाँ से भी जाओगे तो बाद में इन दोनों में से एक इमेज चूज करनी है आपको. So file recovery. Again, you'll do the discussion with app owner. Where do you think your file is there? Where do you think the suitable version is there? It says here it is. It's okay. Click OK. It will give you an executable. Download it. Very simple, guys. It's very, very simple. But what does it say? See, this script will mount the disk from selected recovery point as a local drive on the machine where it runs. So now the script which I'm going to get, if I give it to you, if you run it on your laptop, don't do it on your office laptop, by the way. If you run it to your laptop, even you guys will be able to see the disk. Okay, let me show it to you. It is generating the script password. But remember the conditions. See, data transfer rate, it's 1 GB per hour. 1 घंटे में 1 GB ही डेटा ट्रांसफर होगा. एट मैक्सिमम कितने देर कनेक्ट हो सकता है ये? 12 आवर्स. उसके बाद वो अपने आप डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाएगा, अनमाउंट हो जाएगा. हियर आई कैन डू इट मैन्युअली if once I'm done with my work, but if it is a large file, it gets unmounted automatically in 12 hours. And what speed are they promising? 1 GB per hour. Hence, it is recommended that don't do it for a larger file than 10 GB. 10 GB से छोटा फाइल होगा तो ही आप करो, otherwise don't do it. Got it, guys? Yes, no, maybe. Any doubts, any questions? Yes, Priyanka, are you asking something? So here, I download this and I have copied the password. That's it. It's hardly 305 KB ka file. That's all. That's all I needed. Now, if I send it to you guys, maybe on a WhatsApp group, wherever, with this password, and if you guys run it, you guys will be able to access the disk. I'll show it to you here on the new machine which we have created. Again, see, if I remove this disk, let's say I'll go here. Let's imagine that we were not doing the disk restore, okay? If we were not doing the disk restore, imagine कि वो practical खत्म हो गया. Now we don't have any disk. Again, we have a simple machine which doesn't have any disk, and we are doing a file recovery. What will I do? Whatever I did on the portal, I'm going to share that file with the application owner. I'm going to say that this is the file you will have to execute, right? So let's copy that file. I hope I have enabled the option to copy paste. Here it is. I was able to copy. And what else will I need? I will need the password. So here it is. I have copied the password as well. Okay, there I go. Simply double click on this. Please enter the password from the portal and hit enter. This is the password. I hit enter. It is running the script. It is checking my OS compatibility because this cannot be done on Linux machine. This has to be done on Windows machine. It is checking some ports. It is opening some ports. Hence, I have mentioned many times, don't do anything on your office machine. Connection successfully. Please wait while we attach the volume of the recovery point. Open Explorer to browse the file. After recovery, to remove the disk, close the connection to recovery point. Please click Unmount Disk on the portal. So if I go to here, can you guys see how many disks do we see now? This is the disk we see, prod. Again यहाँ पर आ गई, but this time we did not restore any disk. I did not have to attach any disk. I didn't have to do anything. और फिर से मेरे पास same चीजें आ गई. But what is the difference? First time what I did, I had disk with me. I can attach it to a machine and I can leave it there forever. ये जो है मेरे पास सिर्फ 10 hours के लिए है. Imagine this was 4 TB instead of, forget 4 TB, 40 GB instead of 4 GB, it was 40 GB. इसमें से 20 GB भरा हुआ है. Right? Either I will do my work quickly within 10 hours, finish it, let it get unmounted. I'm done. But if I want कि यार वो तो एक Excel फाइल है उसमें मैं रोज काम करता हूँ. Right? I wanted something. So can I rely on this? No. Why? Because this is going to unmount. This is B. This will be unmounted in 12 hours. So what do I have to do? I have to copy that. So I'll make a copy of it and I'll maybe keep it wherever it suits, wherever I mean my application is, or wherever we have decided, or wherever application owner has asked us to do that. Clear, guys? Still here?
Yes.
Yes? No? Maybe any doubts? Any questions? And one thing very helpful in this case. First option which I did, recover the disk. Can you guys on your laptop use those disks, the one which I restored? I restored those disks on my Azure portal. Can you guys do it on your Azure portal, as in the same disk? Can I share that with you? Possible?
No,
Forget
sir.
forget your Azure portal. You are on AWS. You are in on premises. Is there any way you can use those? No. But this method, I just have to share this executable with you and a password. And this can run exactly on your computer. On your laptop, it will work. Like it is working on my virtual machine, it will work on your laptop. You will exactly see this and you'll be able to copy the data and you'll be able to paste it on your local machine. That is the benefit between file recovery and disk restore. But limitations, we know that it will be there only for 12 hours. After that, it gets unmounted. I'll show it to you how it gets unmounted. I'll do it manually here, but after 12 hours, it happens automatically also. See, I'm unmounting the disk and it should be gone in some time from here. So this is a drawback of this, that you can have it only for 12 hours. And if it has a data in TB, you will not be able to copy it in uh, 12 hours for sure. Why? Because the speed they are claiming in this is 1 GB per hour. So maximum 10 GB you can copy, not more than that. So if you have huge data, we'll go with the first option. If you have small data, we'll stick to this one. Look at this. These are gone. Files are gone. Everything is gone. This is how you will see it after 12 hours. Okay, so this is our uh, file recovery, right? Now I'll just get rid of this machine also. Now let's go ahead and check restore VM. How does that work? So let's say this is the VM. Again, it is shut down. We are not able to recover it. It is not working. Something is broken and we are trying to restore. Again, this option I'm taking, you can take any. Okay, I'm comfortable with this one, hence I'm taking this. Restore VM. here it is. I select the recovery point. I'm saying create a new VM. Okay, not this option now. I'm saying create a new VM. And I'm naming it as original VM 002. I'm saying this subscription okay, this is okay. Virtual network, I'm using the existing one. You require a staging location, which you'll have to select here. Then click here. And let's wait for some time. Again, I can see it here, or the best option is look at this one. This is going to take some time, and ultimately we'll have our machine up and running. A new machine with different name. Okay, while this is happening, guys, do you have any questions, any doubts?
Yeah, Soil, I had a doubt. Okay,
Hmm.
not a doubt. Just a small clarification. So the one that you have mentioned, disk restore that we did earlier. Okay, wherein we are getting a password and we are able to get those files on any other PC. So is it similar to the file share that we have in blob storage?
No, first thing, in disk restore, we did not get any password. In restore, we got external disk, which we had to attach to virtual machine.
Okay,
So we didn't have any
not that one.
password.
The
Yes,
recovery one that
yes,
we
that
did,
is file recovery.
file recovery.
Yes, it
Okay,
is same. It is same like we have file share. Exactly same model it works on. Exactly same.
okay, fine. Thank you.
Yes, guys. Any other questions? Any other doubts? Guys, please do ask some questions. We don't want to spend time just staring at the screen. By the way, see, triggering the restore point, it has completed a notification. But has the actual job completed? No, right?
Still in progress.
So don't ever rely on this. This is not incorrect, but this is something else. It is just showing it to you that it has been triggered. It is not representing the job. It is showing that restore triggered successfully. Now restoring job will take its own time. Okay. So this is how you restore, and the last option is restore and replace, which I will leave it for you guys to complete it, right? I'll show it to you this one. Now let's go ahead, and if time permits, I'll do that also. Now let's go ahead and start checking the recovery service vault, all details. So this is the vault which is in picture or in question. We have seen that you can simply come to home, select on recovery service vault. You can create a new recovery service vault from here. Select your subscription, resource group, name of the vault, recovery service vault, whichever vault you are doing, name of that vault, region of the vault. If you're planning to add multiple machines from central US, right? You have 100 machines in central US and you're creating it for them. Will you go ahead with East US or will you go ahead with central US or anything will work? Yes, guys, I'm creating this recovery service vault. so I can back up my machines in central US. Will this work or not?
No, I don't know.
Why not?
I mean, the region should be the same, like Central
Yes.
US.
Right. So if I'm planning to add machines from central US, it should be central US. In our case, it's okay. Anything is fine. Geo redundancy. This is the option. If I keep it locally redundant, or if I keep it zone redundant, or if I keep it geo redundant, what does it mean? It means if I select locally redundant option, my backup will have only one copy in that region. It will capture a backup and it will have one copy. If I keep it zone redundant, even my backup will have two copies in two different zones, or three copies in three different zones. If it is not giving us the option, it will have three copies. By default, it will have three copies then, right? And geo redundant. What does it mean? That I'm going to have copy in East US because I selected East US here, and some other region also. Along with that, I can select cross region restore. So at that time, while restoring, I can change the region. Otherwise, changing subscription, changing resource group, it was fine. We can do that. But we cannot change the region unless we have enabled this option here. Is this clear, guys?
And it is applicable only for geo redundant, right? I mean,
Yes.
this option.
Next, encryption, leave it. We are going to cover one at a time and it applies same to all of it. So as of now, leave the encryption. Vault properties, enable immutability, that you will not be able to delete it. This is a deep topic, but I have not, seen anyone asking this question in long time. They use it for some legal purpose, etc. So you can maybe just read it if you want, otherwise leave it. Next is allow public network. This will cover when we do networking. Next, and then you finish it. That's all you have to do, and your recovery service vault will be created. This is how it will look. But just because you have a recovery service vault, will you be able to start backing up machine, or do you need something else? Yes, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Guys,
can.
can
I
you hear
mean, we
me?
have to add. Yes.
Sorry, there was some disturbance at my end, and I was completely blank here. Right. So yeah, I was asking that if I add just recovery service vault, can I immediately start adding machines to backup, or do I have to do anything else before that also? By the way, this is in progress. Anything else we need before we start backing up the machine? What did we see? Even when we come from machines angle, what is it, the essential part which is required before you start backing up the machine?
We add machines.
Before you add machines, what is it that you have to create? Let me create it. Fine. Let me create one
Um,
recovery service vault. Sorry, what was that?
Policy.
Yes. Backup policy. Without backup policy, you will not be able to, you can't have any machine. You can't say that, okay, I'm not bothered about the policy. I don't want to create a policy. Just back up my machine however I want. That is not optional. Backup policy has to be there. It could be standard, it could be anything, but it has to be there. And this one, guys, it is irreversible for one of those. If I enable, maybe I can't disable it once, or if I disable, I can't enable it once. So we are going to see both of those options. I can't recall it. It's been a long time that I have done it. Let's create it first. In this case, I have enabled it. Okay. cross region. We already have a RSV where it is disabled. We are going to see which one is irreversible. Maybe when it is disabled, you can enable it, but once it is enabled, you can't disable it. That is what I remember, but we are going to see that. What does it do? I have already explained it. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and check the backup job. It is completed, by the way. If I come here and check, it is completed. If it is completed, what does it mean? Should we have another VM here? Can you see? Original VM 002. This is the name I gave. And if I log into the machine, will my user ID and password work here, guys? Or did I have to create new, or what do you think? What happens? Will the same user ID and password, which was working on original VM, will it work in original VM 002?
Yeah, I guess so, because we have already attached the old OS drive, so it has the stored credentials, no?
Yes, by the way, we did not attach any OS drive. In this case, we simply selected an option to restore.
Yeah, yeah, restore. I'm sorry.
Yes, we simply restored the machine, so it is taking everything. Okay? Even it should have the yellow wallpaper which I assigned. So let's go ahead and check. It should have all those two files, yellow wallpaper, and this user should work. User is working fine. One check is completed. My yellow wallpaper is there. Second check is completed. And I can see my file, desktop file is there, and I'm pretty sure my other files will also be there. Also, this server will have those settings which I did. If you remember, I did some settings. I told you you guys don't have to do it. वो settings भी इसमें intact हो गए. And look at this. I have my prod disk. What is one thing missing from this machine and original machine? Anyone remembers? One thing, it's different from my original VM. If I log into my original VM now and this VM, you will see one thing is different. What is that?
That attached extra disk
Yes.
there.
Do you guys remember we had one more disk, test disk of 10 GB? We had a prod disk of 4 GB, but we had a test disk of 10 GB in my original VM. Do you remember that, guys? That we did not include while backing up. Hence, in restore machine, we don't have that. The same thing will apply when I go ahead here. If I go ahead here, click on backup, select restore, select a point here, and instead of creating a new machine, I'm going to select replace it. That's all. Same thing is going to happen. Now I will have that machine up and running automatically. So this is how it works. We have covered all four of these. Three of them I did show it to you. Normally we don't do that, but I feel that topic was a little bit heavy for you. So I showed three of them. I'm expecting you to do the fourth one and practice other three also, right? We have only 20 seconds left in this session. Let's take a break of 5 minutes. I have to convert the recording here. Let me see if it is happening automatically. No, I need 5 minutes. Okay. Then we'll take a break of 5 minutes. Let's resume at 12:25. 4 minutes are